Hey, I want to thank you for joining us here on Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and I'm going to talk to you about Peace River Center and their OnTrack program. Lady I want to introduce you to. It's her first time representing Peace River Center. She's been with us in different facets before, but her first time with Peace River. Her name is Petula Williams. She is the OnTrack Program Manager with Peace River Center. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit. You've got a bit of service to the community within your background, within your work history. Talk to me briefly about that, please.
Well, I started working for the community in 1994 with Healthy Families, and then I moved to Supervisor of Elections office in 2010, but I was there working in the polls way before I actually went into the office. So that was something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
And so my tenure there ended, and now I am here with Peace River Center.
Talk to me a little bit about Peace River Center, because that's kind of a, I mean, it's closer to Healthy Families, and it's definitely a stretch from the SOE. But talk to me a little bit about the work you do with Peace River Center.
What led me to Peace River Center is they had an opening for the Home to Stay program, which was similar to Peace River's, the county's program, Healthy Families.
Yeah.
I worked there, and as I was there, I was in school for my master's degree. So once I got my master's degree, I decided to go and work in the FACT department, and that's a program that assists those that are dealing with schizophrenia on a long-term basis. So then my boss came and approached me and asked me, we're getting ready to start a new program called OnTrack, and I think you would be a great person or an asset to work with the agency. So I started out there as a therapist, and as time evolved, I became the lead, which is the program manager.
You know, you said you worked with the schizophrenia program, and Jess brought over one of the individuals that's going to be speaking, and he is with the program, and I have been interviewing people since 1987, and when I sat down and talked with this young man about his schizophrenia and about how he's able to work within the community, be a role model. When I got done with that interview, I practically was in tears. And honestly, it's a testament to the work that you guys do within Peace River Center.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the most difficult populations to work with. But our program is trying to shift the idea of working with a person who's diagnosed with schizophrenia, because where they have their first episode of psychosis, that's where we come in at. The symptoms of psychosis has to be less than, the onset of the symptoms has to be less than 2 years. And at that point, if they meet our criteria, we offer them services. We work with them a max of 2 years, but if the symptoms still kind of lingers a little, we kind of go a little bit longer, but we try to stay within that 2-year window. We actually do psychoeducational. We work with them on their traumas. We do medication management. We have a unique part that's called shared decision making. The shared decision making piece is where they have a voice within their treatment, and we honor that. So we utilize the families. They come in and they actually, we do a psycho-ed group for them. Yeah. And then we do a lot of socialization groups, because one of the symptoms when it happens with some persons with schizophrenia is that they isolate. They socially withdraw, and we try to keep them moving forward.
Let's talk a little bit about the OnTrack program. That is something brand new that you're the first captain of the ship.
Can I say I'm the second captain?
You're the second captain? Oh, wow.
The first captain was Morgan Whitaker-Smith.
Yeah.
And she moved to the FACT program,
Yeah.
and then I got promoted to the program's manager.
So let's talk a little bit about it then.
Okay.
What exactly is OnTrack?
OnTrack is a program that's very, for Polk County, it's the pilot program, I'll say, for the change and the shift in the direction in which people are trying to work with persons that's diagnosed with schizophrenia. And why do I say that? Back in the day, if a person had that diagnosis, it was like treatment, and then it's almost like everything was let's get disability started. They don't do well, let's get medication. They don't do well, let's go to the hospital. And there's a round robin of in and out of the hospital. So an OnTrack idea of service is we find out about the symptoms. We get ahead of all of that extra stuff.
Yep.
We get them medicated if they choose to. Then we work on their goals. We try our best to deter the number of admissions. We try to deter the usage of Social Security services.
Yeah.
We try to help them understand the value that just because you've been given this diagnosis does not mean you cannot have a full life.
Exactly.
That's the shift in the thinking with the person with this diagnosis.
When we talked with him, and that's one of the things that he said, that it was like he had been dealt something, and he's been dealing with it most of his young life, and the programs that you guys have put him through, just to be a functioning member of society is what he's most proud of, and being a spokesman for Peace River Center and being a person, a success story. Talk to me about those success stories with the program.
Well, we've had some of our guys that have they've gone to school to obtain their degree as a plumber. We've got some that graduated from University of South Florida with their bachelor's degree. We've got a lot of our guys who have graduated from high school. And that's something that is a newness, because usually the diagnosis occurs
like
during
you
the
said,
ages of...
it's the circle.
And when they're in school, the symptoms start in school, they isolate, they don't go back to school. And all of that moving forward in life is kind of cut short. So our thing is to try to help them understand, we're going to walk along this path with you. You're not alone. Try to help the parents to understand, you're not alone. That's what OnTrack is here for. As long as you'll allow us to assist, we will. If you tell us you don't want the help, we have to pull back. That's the part of the program that's so unique. It is a shared decision making.
Talk about the importance of the program, recognizing the parent's role within the cycle of what the individual might be going through.
It is important that when we're working with the young people, our population of people, to incorporate and have the support from the parents actually is one of the most important pieces for their success. Meaning that they understand and they accept what they're seeing. They don't try to fix it. Let it do its thing. And what that means is, if your child tells you, and this is one thing that I say to the parents, if the young person tells you that the sky is green, guess what color the sky is? It's green. Respect what they're seeing, because they're really seeing what they're saying. It's not something that's fake. And that's sometimes hard for the families to comprehend and even to receive, because it's like, I'll give you an example. Working with the person, I had to get her to understand that your dreams and aspirations for your child, when this shows up, you have to kind of navigate, you have to do a little shifting so that you don't lose hope for your child. And sometimes it's difficult and sometimes it's not. Yeah.
From your standpoint, what's more difficult? Trying to help the parents navigate, be fluid through that, or trying to navigate the children and help them on their journey?
That's a difficult question. Because it all depends on the individual. But one thing that I can tell you with our program, we see the person for who they are. It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the same for everybody. Where one person is like, okay, I believe I can get over this. I can't believe I'm dealing with this. And then you've got some that really get into it, and I hate to say this, but sometimes the coddling is more harmful than to let's push to get through this. So it just all depends on the individual group of people that we're working with. But we meet them where they are. We can't push them where we want them to be. We have to accept who we're working with and work within that to help our young people recover.
If there's one thing you would want a parent or an individual to know about the program, what would that be?
That we're here to help you, we're here to support you, as well as your child. And our mission is to have your kid recover as much as possible. Believe in what we're doing. Give us a chance.
How can folks find out more information?
They can actually call the office, 863-519-0575, and call my extension, which is 7773. You can even call me on the cell, 863-344-0990. And I will talk to you. I'll come out and I'll screen your baby, your young person. And if they meet our criteria, we begin services, as long as I don't have a waiting list. At this time, I have a wait list.
Talk to me a little bit about that waiting list. And as a follow-up, I heard you say young person. What's the youngest diagnosis that you've dealt with?
The youngest person entered the program at 15. Okay. At that time, we were taking 15-year-olds. And we switched the enrollment age to 15 to 30. So that's the range of young people that we work with at this time.
As a parent, what are some of the signs that they should look for and recognize, and maybe be aware that this is on the horizon and your help is something that they should seek?
One thing I would say is when you start seeing your child change, not be the same, if they begin to isolate more, if you see them talking to themselves more, because they could be responding to internal stimuli. If they're hearing voices like, Mom, did you hear that? And you didn't see anybody else in the room, it's just you and that person. Or if they are, Mama, that man is over there. They're seeing things you don't see. Mm-hmm. They're talking more than normal. They're talking off cuff, meaning they're talking about this one minute, something else the next minute. Those are the things. Their thoughts are totally disorganized. That's what we look for.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in today. When's the last time we did this? 2014? This was a little bit more fun, wasn't it?
It was. I'm in the hot seat this time.
Yeah. Anytime that we can help you promote anything, any programs that you've got going on, come back and see me, would you please?
I will.
OnTrack is an innovative treatment program through Peace River Center for adolescents and young adults who have recently had unusual thoughts and behaviors, or who have started hearing or seeing things that others don't. OnTrack helps people achieve their goals for school, work, and relationships. Services are provided for an average of 2 years and are based on an individual's needs and preferences. Now, if you need more information, give them a call, 863-519-0575, extension 7773 for OnTrack referrals, or go to peacerivercenter.org/OnTrack-program. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.